Hey guys, it's Marla at Twinstrology, and this is a energy report for twin flames and divine partners from December 29, 2016 to January 10th, 2017. So I'm going to be doing my reports a little bit differently, I think. I'm going to try this out and talk about some of the astrology for the coming 2 weeks, from new moon to full moon to new moon, etc., and see how that goes. So the new moon in Capricorn is happening today, overnight. Well, today's the 28th. It's officially happening on the 29th, Eastern Standard Time at 1:54 a.m. and it's at 8 degrees Capricorn. Of course, new moons are when the sun and the moon meet and they bring in new energy, new beginnings. And I feel that this new moon is helping to shift us into the new that's coming with the new year, and the new year being a one energy. So I'm sure many of you have been feeling like you're wrapping up some issues and some blocks, perhaps dealing with blocks that you thought you had overcome, and yet they're coming back up again. This new moon is also going to be conjunct Mercury in his retrograde. And really the overall message that I'm getting about the energy over the next 2 weeks is that we're going to be dealing with coming into our sovereign power and reevaluating how we feel about authority figures. Of course, Capricorn is authority figures. But I want you to not just think about authority figures as like, the police or the judicial system or something. Think about anybody in your life that in some way can have control over you. So it might be a karmic partner. It might be your mother and father. It might be your children. There's all different ways that we can give our authority away, which is really what I'm talking about. Where are you giving your authority away? You want to make sure that you're living your own truth, and so you're going to be pushed towards that. So the sun and the moon conjunct Mercury retrograde is going to be helping you look at those issues. The sun and the moon are also going to be sextiling Mars, which is going to, give you some drive, it's going to be assisting you and taking back some of your power. And this new moon is leading us into the 1-1-1 energy or portal. I channeled a message earlier about 1-1-1, and I'm just going to read it to you so I don't forget anything. 1-1-1 is a gateway that's helping you become a sovereign being. You must remember at this time how powerful you truly are. You don't need anyone to validate you, including your twin flame. You may find that you are tested in this by others. Other people may be trying to control you or manipulate you at this time. The trick is that you don't want to judge them. It's going to be like you're in your truth and they're in their truth. And those truths are different. Yet it doesn't mean you have to have an argument about it. You just need to be able to say, okay, well, that's your truth. That's who you are. That's fine. That's not my truth. And your ideas and your beliefs are not going to intimidate me, manipulate me, in any way get me to change my thoughts about myself. because I'm a sovereign being. I'm in control of my destiny. You could be experiencing fears about abandonment or any way in which you're feeling like you're held back, and held back by someone who you feel in your mind has authority over you, or fears that there's people around you that are going to abandon you if you stand in your truth. But you really want to always stand in your truth and know that you can overcome these beliefs, and they're really just beliefs. And it's time to liberate yourself from the opinions and the beliefs of other people, because you are creating your reality. And 111 is an incredibly fertile period. Now, I've said before that the energies are such now that it's always a very creative time. You are manifesting things much more rapidly than you used to. But now that we're shifting into this 1 year, that's going to speed up as well. So you always want to watch your thoughts and what you're speaking. And they said this is why we've been working so hard on balancing our masculine and feminine energy within us, why we've been working towards experiencing union within, because that is what really makes you a powerful creator. So when you have that balance within, and then you have these 111 energies, you are incredibly powerful. And you need to take responsibility now for your manifestations, okay? That means watching what you say and think. And you want to create what you want. You don't want to create what other people want, or what you think other people want you to create, or what other people have expectations of what you're going to create. No, this is all about what you want to create. Use your powers wisely and focus on love in all things. Always come back to love. It's really going to be key here. Your circumstances are being transformed, and what you've been creating is going to start coming to you. Allow it. I hope that you've all been working on receiving, because we're coming into a place where I'm feeling that the whole year we're going to be receiving a lot of things. We have to be open to it, though, and allow the changes to come into you. Focus on a small change. Just one small change in you will have a ripple effect to your whole life. And what I saw today was actually when I was thinking about the astrology. I saw one of those marble games where you put the marble in and it goes through different gates and it triggers things to happen and it shifts around. I'm getting that this time is like a chain reaction. And what they're saying is you focus on changing even one small thing about you, and it's going to cause a chain reaction to everything in your life. And so, like with the astrology, they were telling me that not to focus so much on this one aspect or this one aspect. Really, all the planets are working together right now. Well, they always are, but to consider them as a whole, and it's just like the aspects are just causing chain reactions in the other, but they're all kind of working towards the same goal. Each has their own role to play. Similar to all of you, all the light workers. Everyone has their own role to play, but they're all forming the whole. So one person doesn't seem like they can change very much, but it causes that ripple effect, and you get a whole bunch of people together and massive changes are being made. And again, fears and doubts can be coming up because when you start seeing the changes actually taking place, and I know many of you have been waiting for a rather long time for changes to start taking place, you might become fearful or start doubting that you can do it. Just stay strong and remember that you're being guided, and they're not going to guide you into anything that's not in your highest good. As far as the astrology, we have this T-square, Jupiter opposite Uranus squaring Pluto. This is going to be triggered by the Sun, who's going to be moving through that area, conjuncting Pluto. When does he conjunct Pluto? On the 7th, the Sun conjuncts Pluto. And on the 10th, makes his exact square with Uranus. And actually the next full moon, the full moon in Cancer, is going to be creating a cross with Jupiter and Uranus and Pluto. So it's going to be quite interesting next few months, guys. Just prepare yourselves. But the overall message with that is a lot about truth. And yes, truths are going to be coming out. Realizations are going to be coming up. But I feel like for this time period, what it's doing is helping you stand in your own truth. Which brings me to Uranus going direct on the 29th. So the day of the new moon, Uranus goes direct. This is going to be pretty big because the things that you've been thinking about that have been inspiring you for the past 6 months while he's been retrograde, now you're going to be ready to put that into action. Okay, this is going to be causing people to wake up as well. Uranus represents Kundalini energy and that electrical feeling, that magnetism, sudden realizations, sudden events. It can bring triggers. So a lot of people waking up, it's going to be giving you some courage. Okay, it's in Aries, where Aries is, to me, the sign that represents courage. It's going to be inspiring some new passion in you. And again, this is working with some other aspects that are going on in the chart. Uranus direct is helping complete this 9-year cycle. And it's going to have you ready to start tackling those things that are making you feel held back. Start overcoming them. And expect some events or sudden realizations to come through that are going to help you with that. All right, so you are going to be getting DNA upgrades and downloads as we move towards 111, and you'll be feeling them. You're probably feeling them now, but on the 2nd and 3rd of January, these are going to be the strongest days for them. And the message is just to rest as much as you can. Use this holiday time to take it easy. Don't plan on doing a lot. Plan on just taking it easy. A lot of people I know aren't sleeping at night, so, take a nap during the day. Drink lots of water. On the 31st and 1st, there's an interesting aspect happening. Psyche is opposing Eros, and Eros is going to be conjunct Chiron, and there's a lot of other things aspecting this as well, including Excalibur, Destin, and Juno. These are all going to be at 19. And Pluto's going to be trining Karma as well, and this is going to be aspecting Psyche and Eros. Now, Eros and Cupid are the same god. They're the son of Venus or Aphrodite, who's the same goddess, and he's the one that shoots people with his arrows and makes them fall in love. He represents the masculine passion, where Psyche represents more of the feminine energy. And of course, Psyche and Eros are soulmates or twin flames. And I think I've talked about Psyche and Eros a lot already, so I don't want to take the time to go too much into their myth. But I feel like this is balancing the energy for twin flames. It's helping to push the sense of passion, reigniting passion. It's helping to bring an element of justice. Think of karmic justice, and that's going to be going on too. There's a lot of good karma that's going to be coming in that's balancing any previous negative karma that you've been dealing with. Psyche also represents our psychic connection or telepathic connection that we have towards others. So I'm feeling this is representing that twins and divine partnerships are going to see an increase in their telepathic connection over the next few days, probably around a week, I would say, and also feeling a strong pull towards each other. And Psyche had to overcome several challenges in order to win back the love of Eros. They had separated because Eros was hiding his identity from Psyche, and she peeked at him while he was sleeping and found out who he was. He was angry. He didn't feel he could trust her anymore, and he left. So Psyche went to her mother-in-law, Aphrodite, or Venus, and Venus didn't like Psyche. So she said she would help her if she could complete these tasks. And of course, these were superhuman tasks. And Psyche managed to complete them all. And she won back Eros's love, and the gods were so amazed by her tenacity that they made her a goddess. So Psyche also represents how overcoming challenges or going through initiations can elevate one from human to divine, which is more like recognizing your divine nature, seeing that you're capable of much more than the everyday things, the mundane world. You are a divine being who is unlimited. And this could be bringing on some cleansing kind of energy as well. Also on the 2nd or 3rd, there's going to be a yod with Mercury retrograde sextiling the South Node, and both of them in conjunct Vesta. So I feel like this could be bringing up past life memories for some of you. So watch for that. That could be some of the downloads that you're getting. And this could also have to do with past life skills and abilities that you have that want to come back up. The Sun is going to be conjunct Union on the 3rd and 4th in Capricorn. And Sun conjunct Union is about you opening up your heart fully, overcoming any kind of disillusionment that you feel about love. Because a lot of twins, especially the masculine or those that are newly awakened, they are not fully open. Like they have walls up, they have blocks. They're afraid to fully open their heart. And I think this applies to everybody. But some of the twins that have been on this journey for a long time have cleared away a lot. But I think there's still things that you could still work on. So Sun conjunct Union is going to help you with that. Also on the 4th, Eros is going to conjunct Chiron. This is going to help heal the masculine energy, especially any kind of sexual wounds that they have, and help them reignite passion for life. I'm not sure if I said that is one of the main themes, is reigniting some passion for life. I didn't talk about on the 1st, we have the asteroid Vesta opposing the asteroid Alma, which represents your soul, which is going to be conjunct the moon. So moon, Alma, opposite Vesta, and they're both going to be squaring Pandora. This is about raising your inner flame, making that inner flame grow bigger. And they're saying that it's a process, so have patience, but it really is growing. And it's not a time to rush too many things. Like with the Pandora energy, that can be wanting to rush into something, to just say to hell with the consequences. You don't want to do that. So especially with Mercury retrograde and stuff, just sit on that for a few days if something should come up. Pluto's going to be trine Karma. Again, this is bringing in good karma and helping to rebalance the karmic energies and bringing up skills and abilities. I wanted to say new skills and abilities, but these are really old skills and abilities, things that have been locked in your subconscious mind. You may get a chance to unlock some of these now. Also on the 3rd, the moon's going to be conjunct Mars and Neptune. So all 3 of them together. And the message that I got with this one is that Spirit wants you to remember that you're being guided right now, because this energy I feel is going to bring up some purging. The moon is your unconscious. And Mars and Neptune, I feel this is cleansing. This is also about finding a cause too, but the energy that I'm feeling around that aspect is really about cleansing, purging the masculine energy, and also your drive. Like love is going to be a primary driver for you, a primary motivation. Okay, but there's still things that have to go around that energy. Again, this has to do with opening your heart. It's an energy of trying to get you to open your heart. You know, Neptune is unconditional love. And Mars, well, Mars doesn't really want to know unconditional love. Mars is the soldier. Mars wants to keep you protected. But that energy isn't serving anymore. So could be some abandonment issues coming up. Just try and work through them and remember that you're being guided. On the 4th, Mercury goes back into Sag. So whatever's coming up for you has a block. what kind of ideas and beliefs that you've pinpointed are blocking you during the retrograde. You can begin working on that. On the 8th, Mercury will go direct at 28 degrees, and that will leave all planets in direct motion for, I think, about 3 weeks until Jupiter goes direct. So when all planets are direct, that really can give us a push of energy to get things done. On the 7th, the Sun's going to be conjunct Pluto and triggering the Jupiter-Uranus T-square, which I talked about, as bringing up truth, getting you to stand in your power. And that, it starts on the 7th, but just think about it continuing through, on the 10th, I mentioned that it's going to be square Uranus, but even when we get to the 12th and the full moon, it's still going to be aspecting those. So these are just, aspects go on. Mercury retrograde, guys. My computer just... Okay. Pallas is going to conjunct the Sun. The South Node on the 10th as well. So it's going to help you move away from those old patterns and move away from that feeling of disillusionment around love. So if you have some heartbreak still, you're feeling those old pangs of heartbreak and you don't want to open your heart again, this energy is going to be working on clearing that for you. And then lastly, Karma and Psyche, who have been in a conjunction, are stationing retrograde on the 10th. And I feel like this is going to bring a stronger pull towards twins, and also have you looking at your issues around feeling abandoned or feeling rejected by your twin. So that's the energy that we're going into. Now let's get to the cards. All right, the first card is the overall energy for twin flame unions over the next 2 weeks. Wisdom. This is also the High Priestess. All right, well, I've been talking about truth coming out. And I feel like this card is reflecting that. This is higher truth. Opening yourselves up to the universal energies. Tapping into your knowing. You're going to know what the truth is. And wanting you to allow. They want you to just allow things to go at their own pace. Recognize that you're being divinely guided. You don't have to push for anything. The High Priestess is the feminine form of creation, which is just allowing things to progress. Also with this card, I'm feeling that psychic connection, that telepathic connection could be strong, and watch for signs and synchronicities. I feel like in general too, like maybe the veil is going to be thinner and you can be feeling, tapping into the universal energies. Like you're just going to have a knowing. I think. I drew 2 cards actually for the overall energy. The other one was from the romance angels. And this one is saying, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And so this goes with what I was talking about as far as standing in your power. Rethinking authority figures, stop giving your power away to other people. Take back your life. And it's like, you know what your mission is, okay? You're tapped into the high priestess. You know what your mission is. You know what you need to do. And take back control and do it. The high priestess card will show you too that feeling stuck, like this unicorn and its pen, feeling stuck, trapped. If you listen to the high priestess, she'll tell you that it's an illusion. And, overall, I just had the message that it's really a big time for love over the next 2 weeks. And I don't want to give the impression that on January 1st, all twins are going to come together in union. That's not going to be the case, guys. Everyone is on a different schedule. But it's about getting back to that feeling of love and openness and joy and romance and excitement. And trusting and having faith that this is your path and you're going to be with your beloved. The energy of twin unions that is very positive right now is the 3 of Coins. This is your skills and abilities, I feel. I've been talking about this for a few weeks, tapping into those old abilities, those things that you learned in other lives. You're going to be having that opportunity and also learning new skills. You always want to be learning something. And getting your heart and mind to work together. They need each other. Can't let one overpower the other. So finding balance with that. What is needing work in twin flame unions over the next couple weeks? The 6 of Cups. This is about opening your heart. Believing in romance. Coming out to play. Getting your groove back. Really, it's about continuing to open your heart to new levels, taking down walls, getting back to that place when you were young and you weren't disillusioned by love and you believed in the fairy tale. And if you're a twin flame or divine partner, you did believe in the fairy tale romance. And that probably got you into trouble in several relationships that you thought were fairy tales, but they turned out to be nightmares. But that was all a lesson to get you where you are now. And now it's safe for you to go back to that time and to know that fairy tales do exist. The role that the feminine energy is taking in unions right now. What work is the feminine energy doing? 6 of Staves. All right, the message here for those that hold the feminine energy, and it's not by gender, it's by energy, is to see yourself as a success. To know that the battle's already won. all you're doing now is finding your way back home. And it's just a leisurely saunter back home as the hero. You've already won. Everything's happening in divine timing. And so take this time to just kick back and relax, really. That's the message that's coming through in the cards for you guys. Just kick back and relax. Stop feeling like everything is a chore. Because, like I said, you've already won. You're already there. It's divine. Timing is in control. How the divine feminine is feeling about the divine masculine. 9 of Pentacles. Well, the feminine energy is a little bit disillusioned with the masculine right now, I feel. And so maybe that's part of the disillusionment around love that twins are feeling. Now, the romance angels said that the divine feminine is feeling unrequited love from the masculine. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Well, I'm not going to go by what the card says because, of course, there is traction and chemistry. But the thing is, the feminine is feeling like the masculine doesn't love her. Nah, I say her. The masculine doesn't love them. You're feeling abandoned by the masculine. But on the other hand, I feel there's a little bit of, oh well, like you're ready to just focus on you. Let them have their time. And wrapping up your cycle, and maybe part of wrapping up your cycle, because this is a 9 card, is letting go of feeling that they don't love you back. Remember, a lot of the energy, it's about standing in your truth, taking back your power. So if you've been giving your power to your twin or your soulmate, it's time to take it back. It doesn't mean not to love them. You do want to love them. But you don't need them to validate you. You validate you. And so you are a beautiful being that has value. No matter what the masculine is doing, doesn't matter. You're still a beautiful person that deserves love. The block that the feminine energy is feeling. 8 of Coins. So again, this is why I was saying that you're feeling like everything's a chore. And like the work is never ending. Believe me, it does feel like that sometimes. Why do I have to keep doing this? Why do I have to keep going through this? Why? I'm working so hard. And, you know, there can be an appearance as well that the feminine is doing all the work and the masculine is just kicked back over there with their karmic partner having a good old time. But that's not the truth. They're doing work as well. So, you know, you're working too much is really what you're doing, as well as I think a lot of the divine feminines feel like, okay, I have to do this. I have to do that. And you're watching all the videos. You're reading all the articles. You're going from reader to reader. You're going from healer to healer. And you're like, okay, if I want to be in union, I have to do A, B, C, D, and E, and I have to do it by this date, and this astrological aspect's coming up, so I better make sure that I've done that. And, you know, you can drive yourself crazy worrying about making sure that you've thought of everything and you've taken care of everything. Now, on the other hand, you don't want to do nothing. Okay, you have to do the work. But there's also a lot to be said for just letting go. Which brings me to how you can overcome your block, which is the Two of Wands. So this energy is like telling you, look, you've put your energy out there. If you've been doing the work to heal yourself, and a lot of it would just happen naturally. So if you didn't know you were a twin flame, if you didn't have that label on you, you'd still be doing the same thing. So it's not like you always have to consciously be working towards your twin. Like it'll happen. Energetically, things happen to help you along. So they're saying you put the energy out there. Now, don't feel like you have to work at it so hard. Just let go. Just know that divine timing is in control and that everything is coming to you and that you are the victor. They really want you to just take a break. As far as the Eight of Coins goes, to me this card does represent the process of soul evolution. It is hard work. That's why they want you to balance it with a break. And this will help your masculine and feminine balance as well. Remember, you can't just give, you have to receive too. So you can't just work, you have to play too. And the reason why you want to do that is so you don't run out of steam, you don't run out of strength. Otherwise, if you're working, you get overwhelmed. And you don't function at your best. All right, the masculine. The masculine's role in the union is the Lover's card. So those of you that are carrying the masculine energy, you're coming into more of a balance within of your masculine and feminine. Remember, it has to be balanced within to balance without. You are feeling a very strong pull to your twin right now and feeling a pull towards union. Feeling a pull towards love in general. But I'm also feeling for the masculine that this is requiring you to make a choice too. And for some of you, that choice might be with a karmic partner, because often this card, the Lovers, can point to that, having to choose between two people. Or just having to make some choices about how you're going to move forward. I feel the masculine is also going through a lot of dark night of the soul energy. You're going through a lot of clearing and purging. And they want you to know that there's a purpose for that. And the purpose is to open yourself up to love and opening yourself up towards union. And to remember that you're being guided and that the dark is always pierced by light eventually. The dark never lasts for long. How the masculine's feeling about the feminine. We have the Four of Wands. So obviously feeling a lot of love towards the feminine. I feel too, I see the mountains in the background. The mountains can represent elevation of consciousness, and that it's the love for the feminine that's helping push them to elevate their consciousness. But also the romance angels said that the masculine is feeling that finances and career are influencing how they feel about the feminine. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So these two cards do go together in that I feel for a lot of you masculines, you're worried about what you can give the feminine. The 4 is a foundation, and you're wondering, is the foundation there? It's not just finances, but the card mentions career. If you're a masculine in the male body, a lot of how you're brought up, how you're indoctrinated into society is that a man is judged by his career and his worth, his bank account. So I feel like some of the masculines are feeling, they're dealing with their internal doubts about that. Feeling like, can they provide what the feminine needs? And, really, the feminines might have a hard time believing this, but a lot of the masculines, they admire the feminine energy, and they really want to be able to provide them yes, they're still in that old mindset. Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay, what I just heard was that they're thinking about the logistics. And in a lot of cases, it's like, all right, how is this going to work? Where are we going to get the money? Where would we live? Whose house would we live in? A lot of times twins don't live near each other. So what city, what country would we live in? And how would we blend our families? And, it's like all the little logistic things are creeping up, and they're not sure how to deal with that, to be honest. The block for the masculine energy, 3 of Cups. So you guys are in kind of the same boat. Like, you're not celebrating enough either. You're not being playful. You're not finding joy in life that you need to. And you're trying to control things. For some of you masculines, you might be trying to put the brake on things. And I feel like over the next couple of weeks, maybe we're working on opening our heart chakra and stuff and overcoming old wounds and fears. You may kind of try to control things, has a reflex to compensate for feeling vulnerable or feeling out of control. How the masculine is going to overcome their block. The Wheel of Fortune. All right, so they're telling you, masculine, that the way for you to overcome this block of not finding enough joy in life is you really just need to let things happen. Don't struggle against things. Don't try to resist. Don't try to control. Just let it happen. Fate is in control right now. Divine timing is in control. And I think really the message to both twins or divine partners is you don't really need to do anything. Like right now, everything's just being handled And they really just want you to find that joy again in life. I think they want you to connect with the feminine too, because look at, we have a little etheric Zeus coming to visit Dana. So, and you know, you're really going through a lot of changes, masculine. You're going through your process right now, many of you, and it's a very deep time for you. And I feel like, you know, there really isn't a lot of that playfulness that the masculine usually embodies, because there's a lot of lessons, releasing, witnessing your truth. So it's a challenging time. All you can really do is just go with the flow of things. All right, and then when I was pulling the cards for where twins are going to be moving over the next 2 weeks, what their energy is going to be moving towards, I got 2 cards from the regular tarot and 2 cards from the angels. So the first card is the 6 of Swords. So for twins, over the next 2 weeks, the energy is trying to carry you and move you onward. And the message that I'm getting from this card is that this 111 energy that's coming in, this portal, and moving towards the 111 portal, it's trying to shift you from a lot of your turbulent emotions. See in the card in the background, she's like in the open ocean back here. And in the ocean, the water is more turbulent. There's a lot going on. You're dealing with your fears, your anxieties, external challenges, your emotions getting the best of you, maybe arguing with people. And there's a sense of overwhelm. But this is moving you away from that type of energy into this energy of calm. And you see she's moving into a little inlet. And this is Psyche, by the way. I'm thinking about Psyche going retrograde and how that is going to support this energy. So moving into this calmer waters where you feel more, I want to say in control, but I don't want you to get the impression that you're controlling things. It's more of you're letting things go. You're not being bothered by things so much. This is what this energy is trying to push you to. It's more of a having faith, having trust in the process. So the things that the cards were showing here, you know, that you're feeling that it's hard work and you're not finding joy and you're worried about all the little details and you're not feeling loved and you're dealing with issues of abandonment. You might feel a lot of that coming up because the universe is trying to clear that so you can move into this new energy, which is just peace, trust. I don't have to stress about all of this. All I have to do is open up to receiving and keep my heart open and keep my thoughts and my words as clear as possible. And everything is just taken care of. The other card from the tarot was transformation. Letting go. And both these cards represent a letting go. Just leaving the past behind. What is dead is dead. It's gone. Just, we're moving into new energy now. And we have to let the old go. And it's going to really create a nice internal shift where you don't feel like you have to struggle so much, I think. The romance angels have to say about where twins are going towards in the next 2 weeks. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Well, that's been a big theme that I've been talking about. Letting yourself feel free. Going back to innocence. Finding your playful side. Remember, that was something that unions are stuck on. So go back to having fun. And it means having fun with everyone, but if you feel called to, flirt with your twin or your soulmate, we're moving towards the energy of being more playful with each other because our hearts are healing. And also the romance angels want to let you know that you're healing family issues as well. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And this goes with the authority figures that I was talking about. Because I mentioned one of those could be your parents or your family. And how oftentimes our family expects us to just believe what they believe and want what they want and do all the things that they do. And they don't want you to be different from them. And so they may try to pull you back in. But it's time to stand in your truth in all ways now. 2017 is going to be the year for truth. Jupiter opposed Uranus. And you are your own person. You're here to be your own person. You are a sovereign being. Remember that. Then over the next 2 weeks, keep telling yourself, I'm a sovereign being and I don't need anyone's validation. I validate myself. I forgot this one. I meant to talk about this one at the beginning. The goddess that's overseeing this new moon in Capricorn is Bridget. Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. First, be clear about your intentions. If you're unclear, then confusion will lessen your power and force. Like a candle in the dark, be very clear and bright in what is acceptable to you in this situation. Make no mistake, I will guide and protect you. And yet, think of the unparalleled rise in your own viewpoint if you are to stand up for yourself and speak up about your needs and your deepest truths. Speak up about your deepest truths. Now is the time to touch your power, for its heat and flame will ignite your passion, which will propel you forward in countless ways. Even in the face of fear, you can still stand up for your ideals and your truth. Be unwavering and make your stand today. As I was reading that, I thought, Vesta, oppose Alma, square Pandora. The time to touch your power, for its heat and flame will ignite your passion. Stand up for your ideals and truth. That's the energy that's coming from that aspect. Various meanings. Be assertive. Don't worry about what others think. Trust that your actions will work out fine. Speak your truth. Stick to your opinions. Put your foot down. You are a sovereign being, and you're going to stand in your truth. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can visit my website at Twinstrology.com. I do astrology readings and tarot readings for any light worker or twin flame or soulmate. Again, my email's been broken. My old email, I think I did change it on my website, but if you have ordered a reading with me, please send your email with your information to twinstrology@yahoo.com. And I am on vacation this week, or I'm trying to be on vacation. I'm doing a few readings here and there when I feel able, but I may not be very attentive to your emails or your messages right now, only because, my angels and guides want me to take this time to rest as well. So thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your support, for watching, and for sharing this video. I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon, and we'll be talking about 1/11/1 and the full moon in Cancer.